Well, the Winter Olympics are in full swing, and Austin and I are having a little competition of our own, raising money for a charity close to our hearts. Yesterday, I shared my story. Today, it's Austin's turn.
Yeah, he will be raising money for the Multiple Myeloma Research Foundation, a charity that has helped his mom continue to fight the rare form of cancer after she was diagnosed 3 years ago.
All right. Hello.
Hello.
What's going on?
Are we already going here?
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
good.
already going here.
She's my favorite interviewee yet. My mom, Jill Love. You may remember her from when she shared her famous cheesy potato recipe with us a few Thanksgivings back.
Oh dear, we might have a problem.
But besides being a great cook, she's a wife, mother of 3, a grandma, and a retired educator. Along with that, she's a person living with multiple myeloma.
Okay, multiple myeloma is a rare cancer, and it's of the plasma cells in the bone marrow.
Never heard of it? Neither had we, until she was given the diagnosis back in December of 2018. It's such a rare form of cancer, less than 35,000 cases are diagnosed each year, and each diagnosis comes with daunting news.
You know, the first thing they say is that it's not curable.
Incurable, but treatable.
The more that I have gone through treatments in these last 3 years, there's a lot more hope.
Much of that hope coming from research being done by the Multiple Myeloma Research Foundation, an organization started by sisters Kathy Giusti and Karen Anderson after Kathy was diagnosed with multiple myeloma and given just 3 years to live.
She looked how much money was going into research and found that there had been very little progress in the last few decades.
But since founding the foundation in 1998, their research and efforts have turned what was a death sentence just 2 decades ago to what is now a much more treatable form of cancer.
Fast forward 24 years later, patients are living more than 3 times as long as they were when she was diagnosed.
My mom knows the impact of their research. She underwent chemotherapy for 9 months after her diagnosis, followed by a stem cell transplant in October of 2019. The stem cell transplant held for about 18 months until she relapsed again. Now, thankfully, her cancer is in remission, thanks to weekly chemotherapy and other treatments as well.
Hopefully that will keep me in remission for a long time, just on this plan.
While new treatments have kept my mom here these past 3 years, it's her faith that keeps her going through this journey.
The foundation of my faith is the one that's gotten me through it, and that I have this support system that is just beyond.
Making the decision each day to find joy in the midst of life's toughest battle.
Each of us have circumstances or situations that we're going to be faced with, and it's not the circumstance, it's how you respond to it. And I've just decided that there's going to be joy and I'm going to be positive, and you make the most of it.
Well, we love
you.
Yep. Thank you for doing that. Love you.
Well, that's really the attitude that my mom has had all throughout her whole life, including this diagnosis. There's never been a day, obviously there's been days where she hasn't felt well and been extremely tired from treatments and different things like that, but she's not a complainer. Instead, she's a real fighter. And thanks so much for the Multiple Myeloma Research Foundation, who has given her and so many other patients the tools to continue that fight and extend lives. And I mean, if you look at my mom right now, you wouldn't, if you saw her on the street, wouldn't think that she's a cancer patient, and that's really due to the research and the breakthrough technology and medicine that has been able to become in her life and so many others' lives because of the Multiple Myeloma Research Foundation. So that's why I'm competing for them to raise money and hopefully one day find a cure. So it's something, of course, so close to our heart and my heart, my family's heart, and hopefully one day we'll find a cure, but any money throughout this next week will, of course, benefit that as well.
Yeah. Austin has done so much. I mean, you really have done a lot to raise money for cancer research. I mean, what was it where you're always drinking beer to raise money for cancer research? I feel like you always work with the breweries.
American Cancer Society.
And so what you're doing for her, I mean, it just shows how much you love Jill Love.
Boy, what a strong woman, and I love the part about the faith. And actually, to be honest with you, I hate that I'm competing against him with this. I would rather
Tough
be on his team.
competition.
I'd rather
I
be
know.
teammates. In
That's
this,
what I
really.
was saying. It's going to be hard to choose who to root for here. But Austin, I mean, she's a ray of sunshine. We got a chance to interact with her. She's incredible. So, all right, good luck to both of you.
Thanks, guys.
Tough competition there.